Round 1. Question 1. The question is, would you rather be a king in the medieval era or a poor person in today's era? Go. Bingo, bingo. Connor.
Which side do you want? Which side do you want?
A medieval king.
What was the question?
A king in the medieval era or a poor person in today's era?
King.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
I
Connor
need
will-
research.
And then I have to. Wait, we get 3 minutes.
Yes,
right?
to
Okay.
prep.
Wait.
Lindsay, start the timer.
All right.
Start
all right.
timer now.
Three, two, one. Ding, 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 ding. Connor Langle, you are up. You are arguing that it is better to be a medieval king than a poor person.
How much time does he get? A minute?
Connor gets 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay.
Lindsay,
I'm not
start
gonna-
the timer when Connor starts speaking.
Now, I'm not going to speak to Nick here.
How many
2. Restart
Are
it.
you kidding me?
minutes?
That was going to be scripture. Now, I'm not going to talk to Nick here, okay? I'm talking to you, the people. Now, the Wi-Fi took me to Brainly.com, which is a homework answering website. Now, ABCD Dare Letters posted, as I quote verbatimly, "Being king is amazing. Have anything you want. Be in power of everyone else within your land." But then he said, sometimes being king isn't good all the time as well. So much stress can occur, like war, trading, assassinations, could be involved any point in their lives. Then we get down to Undead Kittens 007. Pros: 1. They have the best healthcare. 2. Constant supply of food. Tax-free living. Various households, which are castles. Mucho land. And my respect. Divine right of kings. Basically, I'm God. Education. They're not educated. I don't know. Anyway, where are the perks of being poor? You get to live in the garbage. You get to look at the people as peasants. My peasant Nicholas. Being king is much more than a lifestyle. It's life. Drop my mic. I'm done.
You have 40 seconds. You got to fill the space.
Yeah.
Do you really want
What
that,
are
Nick?
some? What's some more
I
good
feel like you
things?
could cut your statement short if you want to.
Okay, you have that choice.
Sometimes being king's kind of hard. So much power in your hands. Hey, you. Do you like power? I like power. Hey, get coffee one time. Talk about all this power I have as king. Do peasants have power? No. Do peasants have anything? No,
The timer went off.
they don't.
All right.
Great job, Connor. Or not. We'll see.
4 seconds.
Well, he can cut it short. Nick established
Period.
that. Okay, Nick, it is time for your opening statement.
You
Time
put it in your-
starts
You put it in your notes?
when you
All
start
right.
speaking.
So
Great a weenie.
I'm debating that it is much better to be a poor person in the modern era rather than a king in the olden days, for several reasons. One being lightning fast transportation compared to the medieval times.
The bus?
Exactly. The bus, a cheap, reliable source of
How you gonna pay for
transportation.
that bus,
Hey,
Nick?
this is my statement. He's speaking
Hey,
in my
you can't
statement.
rebut yet.
The bus.
Objective.
A cheap, reliable source of transportation. They can get
Yeah,
you from
my
place to place for pennies on the dollar.
I
And,
spilled water on my
Pennies.
phone.
in fact, poor people in the
I
modern era,
smell
I wouldn't say poor
pennies.
people,
Connor,
people with
shut
low
up.
income in the modern era have access to much higher standards of public sanitation and health than in medieval times. For instance, public restrooms are widely available. What did the medieval times kings have to use the restroom in?
A golden
A
throne.
hole. A hole in the ground with no plumbing. Not to mention, communication is also lightning fast in the modern era, even for those of low income. Via the telephone, the payphone perhaps. and lastly, and most importantly, low-income people in the modern era have access to unlimited knowledge through
Knowledge.
public libraries. You can go in there for free. You can get a library card for free. I have mine somewhere. I haven't used it since like 2012, but if I wanted to, I could go into the library and view many volumes of educational literature that I could use to better myself, my mind. Meanwhile, the king in the medieval times brain is mush compared to that of the poor person in the modern era. I end my opening statement.
Ew, that sound.
That was pretty good. Now, Connor, you get a 1-minute rebuttal. It starts when you start talking.
Nick, how do you pay for that bus ticket when you're henceforth poor? You peasant. Don't answer me that. It was a
Lindsay, did you start the
rhetorical question.
Hold it.
You said the poor get free knowledge of personal public libraries. Me as the king, I have my own personal library filled with ancient texts right in my grasp. Bum. Oh, also, to end it off, you are a bum.
Go get that ball.
I'm a bum.
Not yet.
This is not a personal attack, sir.
That's my statement closes.
Okay. End it. Okay, Nick, now you get a 1-minute rebuttal.
Okay,
Starts
okay.
when you start talking.
Are you rebutting my rebuttal?
No, it starts when he starts talking.
Nick, stop.
Okay.
He's rebutting
Well,
my
as I
rebuttal.
can see, even though low-income people don't have as much income, they may travel on the buses for fairly low prices. In the olden days, they would have to have their own horse, which they would have to feed and use their shillings to pay for food for. But the bus, it runs on pure American energy. I forget what else you said there, but you just called me a peasant or something.
A bum.
A bum, okay. But
You can
like I
defend
said,
yourself, too.
I'll rebut your original statement. So the king has, what you said, he had like access to his own libraries or something, but is he using that for good? Is he using that for his own personal gain?
Yeah,
Hmm,
for war.
that's all I'm saying.
Now, Nicholas,
I think that's all I have.
Connor, it's now your turn to talk. Alrighty, round 2 of the debate has concluded. We're
You
into round 3.
idiot!
The conclusion. You get
Idiot!
30 seconds when you start talking. Ready?
Wait. Go.
colossal moron.
Oh, wait.
You're telling me that having the right to a bus is better than all the riches of Ireland as a king?
Name an Irish king.
Nessie. You can't tell me that riding a bus is better than having anything you want, like this, in my hand. Being a king is basically being Thanos. You go, give, and they give.
Shut up.
Alright, Nick, 30 seconds whenever you start talking.
I'd rather have the bare minimum in today's modern society than everything I've ever wanted in medieval society. Because what does medieval society have to offer to me?
Philosophy.
Well, I can
Tapestry.
also receive my own philosophy
Connor, you can't rebut right
with
now. This is his conclusion.
the access to education,
Can't pay for it.
well, knowledge from libraries,
Can't pay for it.
lightning fast, bus service,
Can't pay for it.
and communication of telephones.
Time.
Payphones, cheap, quarter.
Alright, Connor, you had an entertaining argument. I'll give you that. But I have to side with Nick on this one. Nick Weber gets the point. It is better to be a poor person in today's society than a medieval king.
He's on crack.
You just started calling him names, and that turned
You
me
just
off.
called me Nessie.
Oh, Nessie. Well, he.
All right, next debate. Next debate.
What is
Okay.